Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another NDA podcast, episode 17. We're here. It's me, K Millie, Wex. We're chilling. And today we have a very nice episode for you. Probably going to be a little shorter than the other ones, but we're going to touch on the matchups that are going to be happening this week, the ones that have already happened by the time we're recording this right now. Ryder. And then we're also going to have a very fun time divulging the secrets to the Gummy Rooster tech that's going to be happening. We're going to save that for last because they are our game of the week this week. So stay tuned and we'll get right into that. But first, I think we should talk about the game that's already happened, guys. What do you think? Ryder versus Riolu.
I'm down to get into it. We were very shocked to see that they were, the weeks usually start on Monday. So week 2, we're like, all right, getting our schedules ready, when you want to play your opponent, and Ryder and Riolu just jumped the gun, already done. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I mean, it starts on March 15th. It's March 15th today as recording this, and they've already played, so it's pretty one-sided.
It makes it very hard to record Game of the Week videos when games have already already being played.
It does make
Everyone listening to this right now, please take into consideration the lovely podcast members when you schedule your games. We can only work so fast over here.
Obviously, consider it when you can.
I literally just edited the last episode in an hour?
Yeah, trying to get these videos rolling out to you guys as quick as possible. But so we're trying to get this Game of the Week video out right now. Shout out Gummy and Rooster for moving their game back actually for us. We greatly appreciate it. Super clutch. But without further ado, Ryder and Riolu was a bit of a one-sided match, to be fair.
Yeah, the Trevenant really put in really great work with the Trick Room, and there's just no answer for it. I mean, you saw in the second game how much damage Tornadus and Kyogre can do, but it's not enough. It's not enough against Trevenant, and the Trick Room just absolutely went to town, and there was no proper answer brought by Riolu, and that was just game. I mean, that's really not much else to say.
The team brought by Ryder perfectly countered what Riolu was planning to do. It was
no restricted.
Say it again?
Yeah, no restricted.
Yeah, no, he didn't like the Ryder said he did not like the Zygarde matchup this week due to the ice type coverage that Kyogre would get and stuff like that. So and it worked out. Trick Room demolished his fast Tailwind Rain team. Trick Room went up, and it had a grass move, obviously, for Kyogre. It had Trevenant gets Rock Slide, and it got, I don't know, Stomping Tantrum or something for...
Yeah, I can imagine.
He had a ground type coverage that one-shot... what did it one-shot? Lucario, maybe? It just...
Yeah, it did, yeah.
I think so.
He was already damaged by Dazzling Gleam from Medic, but yeah, it's 3% gone.
After Trick Room was up, Trevenant was the perfect max candidate to just completely take out Riolu's entire team. I mean, the only way that Riolu could have stopped Trick Room going up was Morgrem and Tornadus lead. You fake out Togetic so it can't redirect, and you have to hope that a max airstream from Tornadus wipes out the Trevenant. I think that was the only way he could have stopped it, but he just didn't really prep for Trick Room. I mean, it's hard to prep for a full Trevenant strategy when you look at a very top-heavy team with restricted in it. It's the beauty of Draft League, to be honest.
Yeah, it really makes it interesting when you don't even have to bring your restricted, and you can earn yourself a 2-0. I mean, it wasn't gifted by Riolu by any means. It was just really good prep by Ryder, and he took the dub. 2-0, I mean, it's about as clean as you can get.
Yeah, he was very determined to have a good week, because if it wasn't for your murder, Wex, against Quartz, Ryder would have been bottom of the table, so he really needed a bounce-back week.
Went from losing A2 to beating all the way 2, so they got revenge in that sense. it's unfortunate that Riolu had to be the bounce back. It's like in some games when you beat the team that's at the top, usually the next week they come back angry and demolish what's ahead of them. So I think Riolu just got unlucky where he was facing schedule. But yeah, Ryder played extremely well, prepped extremely well, didn't want to lose. Yeah, well deserved.
I think that Riolu he still has like we said on the draft analysis video, Riolu still has a very good team, and I think that he's learning right now what it's weak to and what people are bringing against him, and like he now knows. He learned from Ryder this week how to counter Trick Room. Like he knows he has Taunt, Prankster, Tornadus, and he can fake out redirection and go for Okos and stuff like that. So I think he's going to learn how to counter Trick Room and maybe counter some of the things his team is weak to. And I think as the weeks go on, I think Riolu can only improve. He should have beat Rooster week 1, and he just got out coached this week. But he learned now how to stop Trick Room. So I think it's only up from here for Riolu, and I'm excited to see Ryder go into this next week matchup with Rooster. See if Ryder can pull back another victory. But
yeah. On the topic of Trick Room, I think Riolu is pretty lucky in the fact that he doesn't have to face Mac's insane team at all this season.
That is very...
He doesn't have prep for that. He's lucky in that sense, but I think both, like, obviously Ryder bounce back from his loss, but 1-2 for Riolu still is very manageable, considering he got 1 point out of his first week matchup against Rooster, which is a valuable point in the grand scheme of things. He has a decent team behind him. In some scenarios, definite Kyogre's just going to sweep in certain teams. But overall, Ryder just out-prepped him. That's all you have to say, really.
And to touch on, because you're talking about he got that 1 point, if you want to look at it from an even closer, like, microscopic view, he's 10-18 for the KD ratio right now. So it's not even like that bad, especially if you're starting off 0-2, to be 10-18 when it comes to KOs. That in and of itself is going to give him a leg up on some people who may also start off 0-2, who may have a point, but who aren't going to have as many KOs as Riolu does. So I don't think at the end of this week he's going to be sitting at the very bottom. Obviously 0-2 isn't a great start, but I don't think he's going to be sitting at 14th. Yeah. I think 13th to 12th is probably where you'll see him, and that's thanks to the KO ratio.
For sure.
Sure.
All right. Well, I think that covers it. So let's hop into games that haven't happened that now we're going to be predicting about. Harrison versus Germ. Interesting matchup there. What do you guys think?
By the time this comes out, that one will probably have already finished. That one, I believe they scheduled that for 2 days from now when we are recording this. We hopefully he'll have this to everyone. I believe. Yeah, we'll hopefully have this to everyone Thursday or Friday. But so this is another game that will be in the past when this is out, but it is the future right now. Looking at the matchups on paper, we have a Groudon versus Zacian lead. Well, just restricted, not lead, essentially. Or not. Yeah, okay, no, I thought I was looking at the wrong team. I think Groudon definitely likes this matchup a little more than Zacian does. Could be a very good counter to Zacian. What do you guys think?
I will say one thing. You said Groudon has a good matchup. Groudon's going to set up their Sun here, and at this point, Zacian's free to just take Solar Blade into it.
We did talk about that before, yeah. Solar Blade. If I guess they won't hear this tech. We're not gonna. Yeah. Germ won't hear it before the matchup, but Solar Blade is definitely something that could be very cool this week if it's brought. If Groudon isn't maxed, Solar Blade does a lot of damage, so definitely could be something cool. I think maybe Crobat could be used this week to get that tailwind to ensure that things are outspeeding Zacian. I think that could be very cool this week.
I think you'll see Centiskorch this week as well. I think that's think that's going to be okay. I think that's going to have a good time because when you think about it, Zacian, Glastrier, Berserker, these mons that don't have specific, because I think Zacian doesn't it get like Rock Slide? It might get Rock Slide.
No, I don't think it does.
Wow. Okay. Well, there isn't
and
a lot of
Glastrier doesn't. I don't know if Salamence does. The only rock move I can see right now is like Rock Blast Chinchino.
Yeah, there's not a lot of rock coverage. I'm sure Germ is probably going to think about bringing Chinchino just for the Rock Blast coverage. But as it stands, there's not a whole bunch. There's not a lot deterring the Centiskorch from coming in. And who's to say that Crobat with 130 base speed can't just set up a Tailwind paired next to a Groudon, and then Centiskorch can come in the back and max and do a whole bunch of damage. So I think that could be a play for Harrison. Don't know how great it will end up. I mean, at this point, it's probably already happened. But I think that would be a very good play. And if I was Harrison, that's what I would be focusing on.
I'm looking at this Glastrier matchup, and Glastrier kind of goes ham other than Centiskorch. You set it up. You set it up in Trick Room. Glastrier is still gonna hit the Centiskorch hard. I think Glastrier is an insane bring this week if he can set it up properly. I think his only Trick Room setter is Espeon, which has a bad matchup with Dragapult. But
come this weekend or this week.
I think Dragapult comes. It gets the speed. Its speed is really. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you have to bring it. Does he lead it against potential Trick Room Espeon? Who knows? But I think
something like Dragon Dart, Shadow Ball, Willow, and something else.
Yeah, I don't know. If he has, odds are he'll have a ghost move for an Espeon. If Glastrier it's set up well, I think it could steamroll Harrison's entire team. It's a great matchup.
Don't really know what stops it. I mean, he doesn't have any Intimidate Mons or anything. I don't know how much he has. He has Baby Doll Eyes and Umbreon, right? That lowers attack.
Priority Baby Doll Eyes and Will-O-Wisp. But I mean, you run Lumberry, and I mean Lumberry is very nice to have. Baby Doll Eyes could be a very good tech this week. I do like that, especially for Zacian, for his whole team. Baby Doll Eyes is a cool bring, I think. Umbreon's bulk really pairs well with that.
So if you guys had a pick, who do you think is gonna come out on top for the match?
I'm gonna go Harrison at less Germ focus on. I don't know if Germ's gonna go full Glastrier. I think Germ could win if he goes full Glastrier. But I don't know. I don't count on it. I don't think he might focus on that as much as we think he should. I'm gonna go 2-1 Harrison. I think he's got a little more firepower. With Tailwind.
The other way.
You're gonna swing the other way?
Yeah. Go ahead and talk. See what you're gonna say.
I just think it has a little. Harrison's got a little more with Tailwind. I think he has a little more leeway to click more buttons this week. Is how I'm gonna word it.
He has more room to maneuver.
Yeah, with his Tailwind, I think it's gonna be very useful if Germ can't safely get up Trick Room with just Espeon. So I'm gonna lead towards Harrison and say 2-1.
Is Tailwind 1.5 times or 2 times speed?
2 times.
It's double speed.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say if it's 1.5 times, then Zacian still probably outspeeds Groudon.
But it does. It does not.
It doesn't, so if Germ can somehow set up Glastrier just to be able to go off on stuff, I think he has it. It's definitely gonna be 2-1, I think, unless we see some wild Vaporeon.
Yeah, something we just can't predict. That. Yeah,
like Vaporeon set up the rain or some shit. I don't know.
Obviously, Germ's not listening, but I think like a Clefairy Espeon to set up Trick Room and then bring in Glastrier in the back.
That's something like.
It would be very cool, and it could win him the game if he.
A Clefairy Espeon and then a Clefairy hit like a Charm or something. On Groudon.
Yeah, something. I mean, Glastrier probably one-shots it with a nice move. So if you bring it in correctly, I think Glastrier can start steamrolling things.
Yeah. So I say just let something die and then switching Glastrion or Trick Room.
Yeah, for sure. That's his win con, but I think he might struggle to set it up. So I'm gonna stick with Harrison 2-1.
All right. Well, what do I think? I'm glad you guys asked. I think that Harrison's gonna win 2-0. I'm gonna be bold here.
2-0.
I think out of everybody in this entire league, Harrison has one of the better matchups against a Zacian lead.
True.
He has Groudon that can do a lot of damage with the ground typing. Dragapult that's even faster. Actually, no, it's not even faster. I lied. But it's one of the fastest mons that has access to Will-O-Wisp. So if you really wanted to, you could choice Scarfit just for the Will-O-Wisp, just to keep Groudon alive. You have Crobat that is really fast as well to get up Tailwind if you want to set up Tailwind and protect on the Groudon, and then the next turn start going ham. You're allowed to do that. It's free. I think it's really good. I think Centiskorch in the back. G-Max could also be a really good thing. Lilligant with the Sun Up could do some things as well. Maybe not a whole bunch, but Vaporeon if it does come, that sort of thing. I Baby Doll Eyes with Umbreon. I think Harrison has a lot of ways to answer, and it's going to be interesting to see which one he decides is the best and if he can execute. But I think if he does, it's going to be a 2-0.
Okay.
All right.
So moving on, unless you guys have anything else to say, we can touch on Mao versus Quartz.
Quartz.
They are right next to each other.
Right next to
the
each other.
dock.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Looking at this, very, very interesting matchup. Mal took a 1-0 victory last week, and Quartz, as we all know, got absolutely fisted. Looking at this, I mean, Necrozma Dustmane carried Mal last week, almost. I think it got most of his kills, I think, last week.
Yeah, I got 5. I think I got 5.
It definitely doesn't like these dark type moves that are going to come from Moltres. However, it does take less damage of them because of its ability. I think Torracat could be interesting this week for Quartz with Intimidate spam and Parting Shot spam. I think it could be a very good bring for Cinderace and Necrozma. Especially if it can get like a Will-O-Wisp also off on Necrozma. Could be very cool. I think Sableye could be cool this week because Mal does kind of lose the speed battle with Mewtwo. So Quash could be very cool this week. Those are my initial thoughts. Anything? You guys want to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Torracat is a good bring. Mantine is also something that you always have to keep in mind. I think there aren't a lot of great counters outside of Dedenne to Mantine that has access
remember
Maractus.
Maractus has Storm Drain.
Yeah, but you get access to Stab Max Airstream.
That's true.
So Storm Drain doesn't really matter. Like if you want to bring the Maractus out, fine. I'll just OHKO it with a Max Airstream.
Yeah,
So
it's a good switch in on like a Cinderace threat. That's about it.
Absolutely. That's why he drafted it, more than likely. I mean, not more than likely, it definitely is. That most synergetic thing that he has, probably. Just the Mantine threat, I think, could be serious this week, because I think Mewtwo does get access to Rain Dance if you wanted to run a supportive Mewtwo. And it's 130 base speed, which almost outspeeds everything except for Aerodactyl. If you run max speed, you could have a speed tie. So, I mean, that's also an interesting thing that could happen. Give it Swift Swim enabled for the Mantine, and then just go to town and see what you can do with the high special defense that's offered. I think that could be a good play. I'm not sure if Aggron is a good bring here, specifically. I know he brought it last week. Didn't really do that well against the Mienshao. Tangrowth could be interesting as well, but again, you have the Cinderace, so you have to be very, very careful. So
one thing I just
there's
saw
a lot of things that can happen.
Yeah, one thing I just noticed is that Sableye, if you're worried about like a rain thing with Mantine, I think a Sableye with Sunny Day for Cinderace would be really cool this week. Stop the weather and boost those Pyro Balls even more than not that they need any more boost, especially when it's max, but boosting those Pyro Balls and getting rid of Mantine Rain would be very cool. Or a week for special Cinderace even, to get those Electro Balls in the Mantine and Moltres and stuff like that. Could be really cool.
So what are you guys thinking? What's gonna be the final here?
Do you think your opponent from last week is gonna go down another, or does he think he crawls back this week?
I think he crawls back. Honestly, I'm looking at it, and I think Quartz is going to come up with something. I'm honestly thinking 2-0 Quartz.
Kevin, what's say?
Here.
I think I'm gonna go 2-1 Quartz. I think Ditto could be very used well again if it's also like if he can steal a Necrozma or a Sableye with Ditto, could be very cool. Offers him a lot more. It just offers him something that no one else gets, and you can't really prep for it because you don't know what it's switching into. So I think Ditto could offer him some cool tech this week, and I think Quartz, after losing last week and after bringing the wrong ability to Ditto, despite maybe not, I don't think it's a favorable matchup. I think Quartz can make it a 2-1 victory and make it in his favor.
And for you, Justin?
So my initial thought was Quartz, but the more I look at it, the more I feel as though Cinderace could have a really, really fun time this week. I think Mal 2-1. I want to say 2-0, but out of respect for Quartz, because I know he's always had some sort of idea or tech up his sleeve, I'm going to say it's 2-1 Mal. But Cinderace, with the Sableye lead, you quash whatever's faster. I think that could be the play. I think that could be the game-winning play. Now, I'm not sure if that's what's going to happen, if that's what he's going to do. But if I was him, that's definitely something I'd be looking into. So 2-1 Mal is my prediction.
All right.
So I guess if that covers that, we can move on to Kev versus Griff. Kev, what do you think you're going to be able to do? You want to tell us your exact strategy, or do you want us just...
I will not be going into my exact strategy, but I've looked at it. I think I have a decent matchup this week. Calyrex Ice is definitely intimidating. Very strong, bulky, physical attacker. All I'm gonna say on my matchup is I don't want to see Trick Room, and I also don't want to see Tailwind. So if I can control some speed here, I think I'll be all right.
Okay, so that leads us to believe T-Wave is coming out from Kev with the Klefki. So, Griffin, take notes immediately. All right, you have... Okay. All right, so I honestly think Griff has a decent matchup if he's able to set up Trick Room. I think Calyrex does do bits. It does do bits, just taking a quick glance at it. There's a lot of things Calyrex can do. I mean, Zamazenta obviously is going to be a threat, along with Thundurus, maybe Thundurus Maxes. I mean, you never know what the Gothitelle is going to do with the Ally Switch, Trick Room. I mean, Trick Room probably not, because Calyrex is just so good in Trick Room, and there's not a lot of things that can answer it that work well in Trick Room. I mean, Moltres is 90 base speed, so that's really about it when it comes to like stab moves anyway. Obstagoon, obviously, but that's 95. So, I mean, if I was Griff, I would expect those things to appear. I don't know if that's what's actually happening. I actually have no idea. I know Kev, probably said something, but I honestly completely forget. So that works out well for the podcast. Yeah, no, if I was Griff, I'd be worried about Obstagoon, and I'd be worried about Moltres. But other than that, I'm trying to set up my Trick Room, and then maybe for a change of pace, I tried to do some Urshifu Talonflame lead and try to just do a bunch of damage with a lot of speed.
The only thing I'm going to say is that Kev counters both of S tiers with just one mon, just Zamazenta. Because obviously Calyrex gets destroyed by any steel type move, probably Behemoth Bash, so that is not maxing whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure Zamazenta gets Play Rough.
Does get Play Rough.
Urshifu's kind of looking a bit vulnerable up top. So he'll...
Wex, hey Wex, chill out.
My guess is that he only brings one of the top two because Kevin's going to have something for each of them. So I'd probably even just bring Calyrex, in my opinion. I know you have Obstagoon. I'd be leaning towards Calyrex if it was me. Just because with the Tailwind I'm up to 100 speed. I know I don't get speed a lot on your team, but it's a tough matchup for Griff, really. If he doesn't set up Tailwind or do Trick Room. I know he has like all them Trick Room options sitting in B tier.
Yeah, Rabombi, especially in Trick Room.
Yeah.
All right.
Speed swap the Copa.
I'm predicting a 2-0 victory.
Hold on. Rabombi speed swap wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because the only thing they're slower than is Zamazenta. So there's always that option, but that's every week. All right, let's get into the prediction here. Kevin, I think we all know what you're going to say. You're going to say 2-0 because you're going to back yourself.
Always.
This, that, and the other. I'm actually going to say Kev 2-0 because it's really hard. It's really hard for if you're Griff. The S tiers are kind of in a really bad spot. As much as I would like to have Griffin win, and just for Kevin to be really sad and just put a smile on my face.
That's crazy.
As much as I'd like that to happen, I can't see a way that actually does happen unless I'm just completely missing something that could come. But other than I have no idea. I'm just gonna stick with it. 2-0. 2-0 Kev.
You're waffle.
I'm in a similar situation as Justin. I think a 2-0 Kev is coming. I wish it wasn't. I want him to not make playoffs this season.
But that's wild. This is absolute slander.
I'm kidding. Like, just saying, if Kev is sitting in 9th place and somehow the playoffs get extended to 10th, I warned you. No, like, Kev's top 2 counter a lot of his team. Like, Kev's top 2 counter all 4 of Griffin's S tier and A tiers. Thunderous counters A tiers, and Zamazenta counters S tiers. Apart from that, Griff's in a really rough spot. Arawak destroys Electabuzz. It's going to be rough for Griffin, I think. But yeah, 2-0 Kev. I think
we'll write his obituary later. But I think
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, you are the past season's winner, so that's what happens. I would know. Anyway,
next we can talk about the person who's currently sitting at the top of the table. His matchup. Lex, you want to hold your secrets?
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't made my team yet. So I'm not sure what exactly I'm bringing. Of course, from the last podcast, I'm bringing Rocks and Glare.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Do it. You won't.
If I do, I'm considering it just for the meme. I'm not even gonna lie. Just the thought.
Does anyone on your team even get Rocks? Just Gastrodon?
Gastro, I think, probably does. Slowking might. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not a singles player. I'm not a noob.
The slander.
I like my matchup, and I can definitely see some ways that Will can beat me, but I like my matchup as well. Yeah, I'll let you guys take the floor on it.
I like your matchup because Yveltal can't be hit by any prankster moves. I don't want to. I mean, I guess I'm gonna say it because I feel bad, but because Justin used to do this last season a little bit. If something wasn't gonna get hit by a prankster move, or like Psychic Terrain was gonna be set and he couldn't use prankster, he just made Whimsicott not prankster, and it's got 116 speed, so it's still faster than everything on your team. So if he still wanted to affect Yveltal, he could just not run prankster this week. But I feel like Yveltal not being hit by prankster is very valuable. I think it has a good matchup that way. I think Metagross comes this week, maybe. I know you didn't use it last week. I think Metagross could do some big things. But like Will maybe wins his last week matchup if Parahax wasn't a thing. So I think Will looks to
he
build.
definitely. Let's cut the cat. He definitely wins last week if he doesn't get fully paired with the Aegislash and then fully paired with the Volcarona. That's no doubt.
So I look to see Will to come back even stronger this week and try to create a dominant win strategy where hacks won't affect him.
Well, my only question is, what are you doing to prevent Yveltal from being lovely kissed by Jinx? What's the play? Just being faster is good, but he has Whimsicott Tailwind.
Yeah,
you also have Clefable, which can do follow me.
He is who?
Fable, whatever.
Clefable.
Listen, no, I usually okay.
You got Clefable, who's got redirection.
My bad. I enunciated the A weird. Yeah, it happens. All right, you want to just get in the predictions because I don't feel like talking anymore.
He got
no. He has redirection with Clefable. He has Mian Shao that has Fake Out. He has. Yveltal can probably Oko Jinx. I don't know what kind 100%. Of coverage.
But what do you mean? It's a dark type. What do you mean? It has dark aura. It one-shots Jinx easily.
No foul play last week.
I feel stupid now. I forgot Jinx was psychic. I forgot.
I know max foul play last week was 172 point something damage or base damage. So I mean, yeah, it was a bit rough.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go. I think 2-1 Wex. I think Wex has a decent matchup, but will fight hard. But I think Wex can. I think Yveltal and Metagross will come through this week.
I do like the Yveltal here. I mean, the fact that you can sidestep Prankster means you can set up airstreams and then still be faster on like turn 2 or turn 3, as long as Tailwind isn't brought. I think Yveltal is probably the better of the two when compared to Eternatus when you're talking about restricted. But Meteor Beam Eternatus is always a threat.
Especially
so I'm gonna go Will 2-1. I want to back you, X. I do.
Yeah.
But there's you get ice coverage with Blastoise. You
So we need a new podcast host, guys.
Oh,
okay, so from this point, you both be hearing Justin. I'm just going to cut his audio right there, and let's move on to the next one. We're talking about Justin getting absolutely clapped by Mac this week.
What?
2-0. I'm calling 2-0 Mac. I don't have to look at it.
2-0 Mac. Okay, now let's move on to Gummy and Rooster.
What the fuck? Okay. All right, Gummy Rooster. Yeah, let's go ahead. No, just ignore me. No, that's fine. Season 2 champ, I'll be disrespected. That's fine. That's cool. The Blackwood button clickers, we'll just click buttons. You already know what we're doing. We're clicking buttons. Next. All right, Gummy v Rooster. Talk about it, guys. What do you think?
Are we actually just gonna skip it?
How
you stop in Trick Room, Justin? How you stop it? You want to divulge your secrets?
Yeah, well, when Psychic Terrain is up, I can absolutely Fake Out, so that's gonna be the play with Meowstic.
Fake out on Psychic Terrain, I got that.
Yeah.
That's the play.
So when Stack Attacka wants to set up the Trick Room, I'm faster with Meowstic, even though I'm Prankster, and I can Fake Out the Stack Attacka. Pelipper can then use Tailwind, and I can sweep with Dusknoir. That's the play. That's my strategy. Mac, write that down word for word and try to counter that. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
All serious though, I think, like we've all stressed, Mac has arguably the best team in the league. He absolutely annihilated Ryder without even setting up Trick Room. So, I mean, you prep so hard for Trick Room and then he doesn't even bring it. He dances with Zekrom and sweeps your entire team. So I think you're gonna have a tough time with this Trick Room setup, and I think like we said before, 2-0 Mac, easy claps.
I do think Justin has ways to like get around it, things such as obviously not. I nearly said Slurp Up just at the bottom of my screen. I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Slurp Up comes this week. It's a little bit. But all in
Yeah,
all,
the stack thread is too real.
but Justin does have a good team. He's definitely capable of doing it. Dialga is a threat. What? Seriously? No stack beats Dialga probably. Zekrom
Yeah, that's
Max Quake. It's a speed tie otherwise, so I mean, Dialga can get off Max Wormwind in front of Zekrom and kill it? Does it survive? I don't know.
We got a lot of speed ties this week. With like Justin has 3 Pokemon with 85 speed. And
yeah, I noticed that. Neato.
Mac hasn't. So we're gonna have a terrain war speed tie. It's gonna be very interesting.
I mean, Rillaboom probably comes in. Rillaboom and Deity having the same speed is gonna be. I know Rillaboom and Deity and Finny all have the same speed.
Like, do you run max speed in DD, or do you try to like run min speed in case Justin doesn't run min speed Rillaboom? Who's terrain comes first? It's gonna be cool to see.
It's gonna be a lot of mind games.
Who says I even bring Rillaboom though?
That's true. I mean, who says he even brings in DD? We're completely speculating.
He has Flareon, which could absolutely destroy Rillaboom. I think we can't ignore that. Sceptile has access to flying type moves, which would absolutely destroy Rillaboom. I mean, Zekrom probably has coverage for Rillaboom, and Zekrom is faster no matter what. So, I mean, there are things that I can't bring that I'd want to bring, like Rillaboom. Maybe I don't bring it, but then maybe I do. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'm not going to give anything up.
Stop playing mind games.
Like, if I was giving an educated guess, I'd say 2-0 Mac, but I'm going to be nice. I'm going to say 2-1 Mac.
That's nice.
Wow.
Oh, like, I feel like Justin can do something to throw off Mac in the beginning, but I feel like Mac's going to build like 2 sets of teams that he can be, like, Mac has the like ability to just 2 types of team in one go. If it doesn't work game 1, try the other set and it's going to win. Like, you know, I just see him being able to switch on or turn on a dime like that. But I wouldn't.
Listen, are you backing the boys? Sorry, Wex, what are you saying?
I wouldn't be surprised if Justin won, but he voted against me, so yeah, Mac 2-0 really.
Backing the boys, Justin.
I want to say, this is a tough matchup. I don't know if I can
matchup for us all. I'm gonna get safe.
But guess what? I'm coming with some fire. I'm coming with some heat. I'm getting the 2-0 dub. No doubt. 2-0. I back myself. On that note, let's get into Gummy versus Rooster. Let's get into Gummy versus Rooster. Game of the week. Lover's Quarrel, aka Master versus Apprentice, aka
Friendly.
Yeah, I think that's it. Do we have any other nicknames?
Lover's Quarrel is however his team.
Lover's Quarrel is forever going to be what it's called from now on.
Shout out to them again for moving their game so we could get out this podcast.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, let's take a deep look at this. Let's see the intricacies of this team. So we have Gummy. Did you say something?
I was just gonna say off the rip, Gummy's team does not look like it's gonna have fun.
No.
Calyrex is faster.
You look at
them both. Is it S tiers?
Just Regigigas versus Weezing. Regigigas and Weezing versus his entire team. What can you do? What's the play? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Gummy has 1 Mon faster than Regigigas, and it's a ghost type that can't touch it. So
it doesn't really get any coverage as well for I guess does it? It probably gets like a rock move or something. It probably gets like ancient power or something.
I don't even think it gets that. It gets like Mud Shot, Dark Pulse.
Mud Shot, that's right.
And that's about it.
Let me check. See what.
No, I don't think it gets Dark Pulse. I think it just gets Shadow Ball.
No, it does get Dark Pulse for sure.
Let's
see. Yeah. So it gets double. It gets double kick.
Oh, okay. That's a physical move. I mean, that's
something.
That is a physical. I wasn't wrong.
Mud Shot, Hex, Snarl. It gets Snarl. That's something.
Yeah, but isn't Reggie just gonna run special?
Reggie's physical. Snarl would hinder special.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Why am my brain's not working, guys? I'm sorry.
I mean,
My brain's just not working. I know that. Like, I know.
Best
I'm
of
so-
VGC commentary over here.
I'm gonna put myself in timeout for 3 minutes. Just, you guys got this.
I mean, does much on Justin's or on Gummy's team get round? Because honestly, if he just runs a full round set, he that could work.
See, that's the problem. We're talking about round right now. That's just not a viable. I can't win this fourth season, and I don't think one single mon in 3
No,
seasons.
because if he runs Spec and Porygon, they both get round, and Porygon has adaptability. Adaptability round. I'm saying something. That's gonna be powerful.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about
It's
that.
not amazing. It's not amazing, but
You were gonna run round in front of a Calyrex that it won't touch. I don't know about that.
well, I wouldn't be surprised if one game this season he runs hooking around Porygon Z with fucking other things just as a meme.
This guy.
'Cause it's not really viable. I was about to say it's viable. It's not viable, but
I think.
it definitely throws some people off. Just like what?
Yeah. I think
All
that.
in all, don't like Kingler Gmax being able to lower speed could be really big here. If he can bring in the Kingler, somehow survive the Kingler, lower Gigas' speed. I don't know what coverage Gigas gets, to be honest, off the top of my head.
Gigas gets a lot. But gets a lot, but for
A lot.
most of
It's
the
like-
time, it just wants to click max normal.
Yeah.
Giga Impact, it has a max. It's a stab max move, lowering speed. It's powerful. It's really powerful.
apart from Spec, Sogalio, his top two, there's nothing resists. And nothing resists normal. So I would not be surprised if Giga Squeezing make an appearance here. Yeah. Like I like Sogalio against Sogalio has an interesting matchup. Like it has decent against like Weezing. But
It gets close combat for Gigas. It's just the threat of Solgaleo could do things if Calyrex is no longer a threat. If Calyrex is still there, it's gonna be a problem.
even then, like you have to run some sort of priority against Calyrex.
Yeah, which I don't know if Solgaleo gets. I don't think Gummy's team has an entire sucker. I don't think it has a single sucker punch mon, or a shadow sneak. So
If Calyrex doesn't come, I feel like it does. If Calyrex doesn't,
I feel like it has to, just for the Solgaleo Spectrier at least. Like it counters both of Gummy's S tiers, so that let alone.
even then, like if you try and like do something like even if say Sogalio did get sucker punch, like what's stopping from just having a Moongus beside it and Rage Powder,
Exactly.
and then Sogalio's just dead.
My thing stopping that is goggles. So maybe a goggles mon this week for Gummy. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Looking down at his other mons, Wacky right on Rufflet. I don't see Rufflet coming. Wacky-
Definitely not.
Wacky could. I know it's made an appearance last week, but again, looking at this matchup, Wacky does not look good.
Blackie looks awful with Noivern. Even his water type is poison type as well, so it does
Almost
not
always.
look good.
Pikachu resists. Jeez. Oh no, it doesn't resist the other way around.
Thwacky has approximately 0 good matchups this week, so
Morpeko could get some moves, but I'm not really sure what it does. I mean, it could do something to Calyrex, but I think at that stage, I think Calyrex just kills it with something.
yeah, Calyrex is so much faster that Morpeko's just so frail. It won't be a great matchup.
It's a
I think,
good storyline match. Like on paper, or not on paper. If you're just looking at it from a straight storyline point of view, it's a great match.
This is
Like,
that's why it's
Gummy,
game of the week.
Rooster Gummy week 2. Mwah, bellissimo. Like it's beautiful. But if the
I
more
took
you look at it,
Italian. I know what that means.
I was in Italy for 2 weeks, get on my level.
Yeah, well, I took Italian, and I took it for 4 years in high school. And the American education system, Wex, don't mess with me. I know what I'm talking about.
I mean, the most used word I used in Italy was scusi. Actually, that's all I said. Just every time you're walking by people, scusi. No.
That means excuse me, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
I took Italian, so
I gathered
apologize.
that, and I didn't take Italian, so congrats.
Well, maybe you're just big brain and you have a lot of wrinkles in your brain. Maybe that's why.
Well, all in all, if we're doing prediction wise, I do see a 2-0 Rooster here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Gummy's gonna
I
have
could be
to.
wrong.
Gummy's gonna have to
You're
come with some heat, but I think I have to go Rooster here as well, purely based on this matchup. It's just so in Rooster's favor, and I think Rooster is also gonna come with a vengeance. As you know, Lovers Quarrel was a first round playoff match last season, and Gummy came out on top. So I think it'll be cool to see.
It's question. Does
Answer, maybe.
Spectre get Will-O-Wisp? I'm pretty sure it does, doesn't it?
It does. It
Probably.
does.
So it can
That's-
Will-O-Wisp the Regigigas and just kind of render it useless, can it not?
That is one way to deal with Regigigas for sure.
Okay.
It
And
can't
then if
hit
you-
the Regigigas, but
No, it cannot, but it can be useful. And then
Then
if you try to switch
does-
out, it has Snarl for other options, and it's 130 base speed. So, to me, I think Gummy does have a way of winning. It's just gonna have to be something creative. Whereas Rooster, it's very defined. You can go Regigigas, Weezing, Galar, and you can have a fun time. Or you could just put Calyrex, Shadow Rider, and just go ham, go for it, because you're gonna be faster than anything on the field anyway, right? So, but I think if I were to do a prediction, I think I'm gonna have to go Gummy 2-1. Gummy got the best of him. Gummy got the best of him. I can't speak. This is why I put myself in timeout. Gummy got the best of him in the playoffs, and I think that pressure might just mount onto Rooster because he knows he needs to get his vengeance. He knows he needs to beat one of his better friends in the league. I think it was best friend in the league. I think that's very safe to say.
Yeah. Safe.
Lovers quarrel for a reason. Yeah. So, but I think Gummy, if he plays his cards right, he can win. He could even win 2-0. But I'll give Rooster a lot of respect here. 2-1 Gummy. That's my prediction. That's what I think is gonna happen.
This is a very bold prediction.
I don't think it's bold. I think you guys are sleeping on, because if Regigigas gets Will-O-Wisp, what's it gonna do? It's kind of just useless, right? And then if you take out the Galarian Weezing, it has slow start. It's slower than everything on the field, more than likely. It's gonna be rough. If you are able to defuse the bomb that is Regigigas, it really can't do much else. It can't provide any sort of support. It's just not the best in the world. I think Gummy has a way. He has a way.
See that Weezing taking away Gummy's abilities along with Regigigas is gonna hurt Gummy. Like Solgaleo's stats can now be lowered. Spectre won't get any boosts off kills. And Porygon doesn't get adaptability while Weezing's on the field, so that damage output is lowered. So I think Weezing Gigas.
Morpeko doesn't get hungry.
Yeah, Morpeko doesn't get hangry. So it'd be no Grassy Surge Thwacky. I think Weezing getting rid of abilities really helps Rooster, whereas it really hurts Gummy. So I don't know. I think Rooster's got this in the bag.
Well, only one way to find out, and that's watching it Saturday night when they are slated to play.
Live Saturday night. Lovers quarrel in the NDA.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. I'll probably be asleep at that point.
You probably will be asleep.
Unfortunately. But you can watch replays in the morning and enjoy it on your Sunday morning stroll through Ireland. I don't know if that's
Sunday morning.
I go around the entire country.
tea.
your daily walk around the entire island. Because it's definitely not that much. It's Ireland. It's a very small.
It's about 25 minutes to 30 minutes, you know.
Max. I mean, it's like spitting distance from Dublin, right? So.
But yeah.
Yeah,
It's not too
it's
bad.
definitely not
too
2
bad.
hours. It's definitely not 2+ hours to Dublin from where you. No.
No.
Cross country races there in Ireland. They run across the entire border of the country.
Border.
It's just a sprint to the other side.
We do like you guys have like the 100 meters. We just run from Dublin to Galway. Like we just run across the entire country.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, unless you have any
anything
more
else?
comments,
As
I
of
mean,
now,
I'm
I'm
good.
still top of the league. Just saying. I'm
That's true.
soaking in while I can.
That's true. Just take a screenshot now, frame it, put it
Yeah,
next
I've
to your
taken plenty of
bedside. Kiss
screenshots.
it before you go to
It's
sleep.
hanging up outside my bedroom.
We'll see. We'll see where you are our next episode when we have a recap of this week.
Oh, thank you.
Boy. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you guys for watching episode 37 of the NDA podcast. It's been really fun to do these, and we're really glad you guys enjoy them. Please leave any suggestions you have in the comments or on the Discord server. With that being said, good luck to everybody playing this week. I'm Gronk, joined by Kevin Wex. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
These guys.
You guys around. Talk to you later.